Okay, well, welcome to another There's an App for That series. And today we have Svitlana from Reliex talking to us. So, Svitlana, tell us about yourself.
Hi, Jeff, everyone from different countries. Thank you for having me. So early for me, so late for some of you. So I am, let me just also maybe share my screen. So I am a customer success manager at Reliex. Reliex, there are different versions on how to call our company. Uh, I've been working on the with Atlassian and Atlassian ecosystem already for 4 years. So I've met a lot of you maybe in some conferences, I don't know, in Barcelona or in US. And I'm also a community champion, so I lead the chapter of my own as well. Yeah. So Jeff, should I go ahead and tell
Yeah,
about?
I think, yeah,
Yeah.
let's just go through it. So, what we'll do, if people have got any questions or anything,
Mhm.
please just add them to the chat. I'll keep an eye on them. But yeah, we've given a couple of suggestions
Yeah.
for Svitlana to go through a few things. And oh, lo and behold, someone's actually done it. So that's great. That's great. Thank you, Svitlana.
Okay.
Over to you, please.
Yes, thank you. All right, so the title of the presentation that I have in here is Solving Real Customer Pain Points with Activity Timeline. I'll tell you in a bit what Activity Timeline is. But eventually, there are many teams that experience similar challenges in terms of planning and time tracking. When deadlines don't go as expected, spreadsheets become too hard to maintain. And I see a lot of those problems from customers that we work with daily. And I also see how they slowly fix them and improve their planning process. So today I'll walk you through how Activity Timeline can help your team or other teams to move from this inconsistent planning to a more clear and more predictable way of working. So a little bit about us. So when Activity Timeline was launched, that's the product we have and present today. It was 2011. How it all started, our CEO actually was a project manager working with 20 developers and QAs, and he had no way in Jira of knowing who is working on what. Do they have availability? So he had this struggle on his own, and that's why he decided,
Thanks so
okay,
much. Thank you so much.
I'll build for myself an app. So he did it once it was successful within the teams in his company. He decided to roll it out to the world, and eventually there are some here milestones that we went through from the just a small standalone app to gold marketplace partner, Atlassian ecosystem with 5,000 plus teams using our product, and the average rating is almost 4, I'd say. So we are 100% passionate for innovations. So the app is actively being developed, always releasing new features, new things to improve processes and improve usability for users. So about the product that we built, it's called Activity Timeline, Resource Capacity Planning and Time Tracking. So the title itself already tells us what problems it will solve, because currently work in Jira can live not in Jira, but just work can live in many places. Those can be Jira work items, as we call them now, spreadsheets, calendars, and also just in people's memory. And the mission of Activity Timeline is to bring all that information together into one reliable system. So you can have planning, timesheets, and reporting in one place, and connect that all system as a whole, because those are not separate processes. This is like one big process. And as you can see, we have already like 4K plus installs. So there are indeed many customers that trust us. if to talk about why to choose ActivityTimeline, it is a secure solution. If you're on cloud, we have both SOC certification and ISO certification, so your data will be safe with us. We are also both on cloud and data center versions. So if you're using data center, we still support it, develop it, and so on. There is no worry about that. And for the cloud, we have available different data residency, as well as this year we added Australia as the place of where you can have your data stored. So if anyone is interested, that's easy to set up. And we are happy to support more customers in that region. And also role-based permissions and users control. That's when you can basically define who can do what in the app. Additionally, to Jira permissions, you can define, okay, this user can approve timesheets, this user can plan things, and so on. So it eventually combines all of those modules, like planning, time tracking, reporting, having deeper insights into what's planned, different analytics, and this seamless integration with Jira itself, with Atlassian products. So you can plan in one place and have results in different places. So how teams evolve with us. As I mentioned, we have over 5,000 teams using us, companies. Here are some famous names, but there are many more. And this scenario for every team, from my experience, is common. Teams do planning in spreadsheets. They are overworked, overwhelmed with all of that. Deadlines slip, workload is not balanced, and everything feels reactive, not proactive. So ActivityTimeline, once they start using ActivityTimeline, they gain this visibility into workload, capacity, and planning eventually becomes much easier. So this shift is what we aim for every customer, to get real insights and real solving problems with our app. So not just me saying that we are great, but having a lot of customers reviews is also a good reminder that our tool has impact and it improves lives of our customers. And behind each of those reviews, there is a team that was having those planning challenges, and now is more stable, has more predictable processes, and probably, hopefully, no deadlines missed. So when customers say that this made our work easier, that's the best outcome for us eventually. Now I want to talk, just for you to understand what the app is about, want to talk about our typical user. I called her Sarah. So Sarah represents many project managers that I met for 4 years working in the company. She updates detailed spreadsheets every Monday, but by Tuesday it's already outdated, inaccurate. She constantly has to recheck who is available, what changed, and which tasks need to be moved. And the ActivityTimeline was built for people like her, with people like her in mind. So when she needs this reliable tool that will keep everything up to date without spending 100 hours on chasing people and updating the spreadsheet, that's where ActivityTimeline makes her life much better. This is just a typical user that I see every day, but a lot of different positions in the companies can benefit from ActivityTimeline. So when team discovers that ActivityTimeline does not end on project managers, they are sometimes surprised, but there are many cases where other positions, people from other positions can also use it. For example, the PMO lead, who needs strategic visibility across dozens of teams and needs to use it for portfolio capacity, long-term forecasting. So this is when they don't plan with every task on every day, but just need to plan next quarter, next year, and not on the individual level, but on the team level and across the whole portfolio. ActivityTimeline can help with that as well. Then the delivery manager, who basically looks at all of the projects and needs to make sure they are all delivered on time, and can actually reassign people, move people from team to team or from project to project as priorities shift. So this gives the delivery manager that visibility as well. The engineering manager, who maybe works with already closer, smaller teams, can also use it for sprint planning with PTOs and focus time in mind, and make sure that those delivery dates are met. The operational lead, who can optimize hiring and utilization in teams, and basically see this demand for future resources that they may need. So like hiring forecasts. We often have cases when customers come to us and they're like, we need to prove to management that we are over-allocated. So we have reporting that can show that indeed hiring more people would be beneficial to meet deadlines. And the finance revenue owner, for example, who can connect all of that data, time tracking data, and planning data to build some utilization trends for revenue forecasting, because in the end, it all comes down to money. So it's important to have it balanced out, and you know what to expect in the next quarter, year, or so on. Those are more managerial positions, but every employee can use it too. So it's not built just for managers. I often tell teams that planning should not be one-sided. Everyone should understand their workload, expectations that are from them, and have this transparency. There is a short video. I'll just pause for a moment to explain what's happening in here. So workspace in here, the video that we have, this is individual view for the user. So this is where every employee, like employee level user, would see what's planned for them, what's their backlog, the chart with hours that they need to report for the day, for the week, versus what they reported, and they can manage their timesheets in here as well. So users can track time in here, add some additional categories, like category of work, billable, non-billable, or like development in my case, like this. See that, okay, I logged green, I logged all hours I needed for the day. Can move their schedule around if allowed. That's also important if you have independent employees and they can work on their own. Create time off, manage backlog, close tasks, schedule them, or update worklogs. If you made a mistake, perhaps you can update the category, command, time, and so on. So this is how employee in the end uses it. But today I decided to talk a little bit not about actual boring demo of how Activity Timeline works, but more to show you what features are my top 5 in Activity Timeline. But instead of just listing features, I want to highlight the moments when customers see that feature and they say, this is the problem we struggled with. So those 5 features usually have that reaction from customers when we show them. So we'll start with the first one. That can be planned versus actual reporting. This is the thing that you don't have. You can plan things in Jira, you can track time, but you have no way of comparing that. And that's very important, because plans only work if you can compare them to reality and you can correct them in time. So it can help you adjust and start move from guessing to control on time to avoid that mistakes in the future, and have real data of what was planned and what's actually happening. So Activity Timeline combines two also, I'd say, separate modules into one in reporting. So we have Planner. This is already view for the manager, more to overview all of the users that they have, all of their workload in percentage, in hours, all of their days of vacation sick leaves to have united data on the future plan, and the timesheets, where you see all of the time spent by each user on each project, task, epic, and so on. So this is all also very detailed. And we have two systems, but we can combine it into one report or few reports. So to start with, there is planned versus actual per person, or also shows you a summary of the team. This view can help identify individual patterns, who is overloaded, who needs support, or who is not tracking time. As you can see, there are few columns: required hours, planned hours, and logged hours. And the difference is required hours is maximum users capacity, but planned hours is what actually you have planned for the user. So maybe users are not logging time because you're not planning time for them. That's also important to note. So you can view all that data in one and see, also use those reports to build KPIs for your users in the end. If we zoom out, we can look at the higher level. So for example, this one is a planned versus actual chart. Currently, it's for design and dev team, but you can also do it on the project, epic, initiative level, and you can see weekly, monthly, daily, what was, again, planned time for the whole team as a whole, for example, and how many hours they logged, and more important, again, what's total available capacity. So you can see what was left, as in here, that you could have planned, but maybe you didn't, and so on. So you can see the trends and help correct them in the future. If the difference is small, as in here, I'd say 30, 40 hours is not as bad, then everything is fine. But if you see hundreds in big teams, that's already like alarm bell. You need to have a look and perhaps correct your processes. Next one is planned versus actual per task. So if something don't go as planned, teams need to understand why, and this one can answer that. So this is useful actually to review if you're using sprints after each sprint's end on the retrospective meeting, or if you're not using sprints just quarterly, you can see specifically each task summary for a project, summary for the epic, based on the data that you input. So the original estimate, time spent, remaining estimate, whether the task was okay, so on track, underestimated or overestimated. In my case, I have a good team that underestimates tasks, but usually it's a both combination of both, over and under. And this one is, I'd say, very important also in our case when we estimate how much time will each feature take. And in the end, our team works much more than that. So we try to improve our estimates in the future, to avoid those mistakes. And the next feature that is very much asked about on the each call that I have as customers is split. So Jira does not allow splitting one task across multiple assignees. Assignee can be only one person. We do. So because work does not happen in one block, so we let you split it realistically. And ActivityTimeline allows splitting work not only across time, not only across people, but basically across everything. So you can have, let's say, work on the same task in January and February, but in January you will spend 50% of your time, in February you'll spend 10% of your time on that. So you can do this workload split in here, and as well assign one task to 10, 20, 30 people. So I also like creating subtasks, but not everyone does. That's why this feature exists. So a short video on how it works. Here we have a task assigned to Oliver. We can click split, create new issue part, choose more people that are working on it. Let's say it will be Bob and John, like this. You can set different estimates for different parts and different dates. for different parts. Yeah, like this. This also, everything will be counted as workload. Let's just give it a second. And here it is. In Jira, it's still the same task. I'll see one assignee, but we can add additional fields to show collaborators in here. And as well, we have issue split tab where you can see from Jira this split that not only one assignee is working on it, but multiple, and you can update and create those issue parts from here as well. So for some reason, this is very much needed feature and simplifies life of a lot of customers to have more realistic forecast in the end. Next one is skill and position-based planning, because not every task needs a person, it needs the right skill. So assigning work by skill or position, or planning future hiring based on that demand is also very beneficial. So you plan basically based on capabilities, not names at the start. And this is what happens usually when you do this high-level planning. You have an epic, you have a feature, you know that developers team you'll need 5 developers or like 100 hours of development work. But you don't want for the start to go into details and assign the developer, or you don't know who that will be. So you can just assign at the skill or position level, and then already go into details and assign work to actual user when the time comes. So a short demo of how that may work. So we have here a team of marketing skill team. So this is not a position, but a skill of a user. We can choose basically not only plan at the user level here, but also at the team level. So we can choose a couple of teams. In my case, DevOps skill, marketing skill team, and design skill team. And I can, on the left, filter my project, find what I need, filter by type, status, assignee, and so on. And here I have some epics that I need to schedule. And I can go ahead and assign those epics at the team level. So basically predict how my assignment will influence team's capacity. If I have this, like in this case, it's in hours a day format, but let's say if you have 100 hours epic, will your team be able to manage it as a whole? And this is basically a resource, more like high-level resource planning. And then maybe resource manager will already go ahead and distribute this epic across each of the users inside of the team, like this. Using those skills and positions, you can use them not only for planning like this, but also for grouping resources. So whenever you are looking at the projects, at the reports, you can see, okay, this is the list of my developers, this is who I have available. I'll show you a couple of those in a moment. But eventually, if the organization is big and resources are shared, this is very important to see, to be able to find the right person with the right skill with availability. Okay, so that was skill-based planning, and the next of my top 5 features is planning future work without Jira tasks, because many teams start planning way before Jira task exists, and bookings and placeholders, so those are events that exist in ActivityTimeline, can help you schedule that work for those upcoming initiatives. So you can use placeholders for future hires also, and bookings for meetings, support, or pre-sale. Basically, this is just a way to reserve users' time for something upcoming that's not a Jira task yet or will never be. You just want to do high-level planning. So for example, in this case, we reserved 8 hours a day from Oliver, so full his capacity for July, August, and September. And all other managers will see that he is already allocated to that project. So whenever planning is happening, you can see a real situation. Placeholders can also be used for this purpose or as well for scenario planning. This is when you have Jira tasks, but you don't want to assign them right away. So you can assign a placeholder of the task, build the plan, make sure everything is balanced out, and then approve it in bulk and have your plan ready. So it will be replaced then with actual tasks only once you approve it. Apart from those events, by the way, users can integrate, I did not add this feature in my top 5, but it's definitely there, integrate calendars like Google or Outlook calendar to have your meetings as well shown in here, because this is like usually a lot of time from my work day goes to meetings, and to be able to show that because this is also part of my workload is very important. So you can also integrate that. So next one would be forecasting. We saw how it works in plan, and we saw those planned versus actual statistics. But you can also forecast your future utilization. So basically see how it all looks based on the plans that you built on the planner or in Jira. Forecasting is always difficult when you don't have data and there are many variables unknown. So ActivityTimeline can give this clarity and show what's planned workload, what's upcoming risks, or those needed hires for the future. So the screenshot that we have in here is from Jira dashboard. So apart from building every report separately, you can also create a dashboard of the data that you need. This is especially useful for C-level management, where you can see overall, okay, so those are my teams, skill, position-based, classic teams. This is what's already used. This is which project takes most of the time, and so on. So why this matters? Because you stop reacting to problems, you start preventing them. So you have data to support your assumptions, and so on. A little bit about like few examples of the reports for the end. For example, we have team capacity chart. This is currently on the skill levels we have, or position level. We have it for data scientists, and we can quickly spot bottlenecks for my data scientist team where we have problems. For example, February definitely has a problem. So if the bar goes over blue line, that means you already over allocated this team. So then you can go ahead to that period, maybe move some deadlines, schedule something around, or if the bottlenecks are constantly over, you definitely need to hire more resources. Moreover, this one also shows you the different colors. There's also a legend, which is not included in the screenshot. The colors tell you which projects, epics take most of the time of the team. And the next one, and also the most loved by customers, is resource utilization forecast. So this is where you see future utilization per resource as well, but as well summary for a team. So devs, plus we can see their utilization rate overall, weekly, daily, monthly, in percentages or in hours, but this like color-coded scheme can help you and bring your attention to important areas. For example, we see here Adrian is over-allocated. That does not mean that you planned too much work for him. Maybe he suddenly took a week of vacation. That's why things shifted and the workload is higher. So this is where like resource manager can or project manager can overview on the high level, and then even click to on the percentage and go to the place where actually team is over allocated. So you can go ahead and quickly adjust that. Okay, and one more. So there are many more, but I'm just showing you my top 5, top 3 reports. Project resource forecast. So this is this can be detailed on a user level or also on a position level, since we love using skills and positions. So based on what you planned, you can see which resources, which positions you will need for the project, and what's the percentage, not the percentage, what's the allocation for each of them. So let's say for demo project, I'll need Java developers 108 hours, or you can also switch it to days. So it removes this guesswork and makes planning more reliable. So you can see truly where and which resources you need. And combining all of those reports, you can get those insights and avoid those planning, forecasting, time tracking mistakes. So eventually gain this clarity into all of the planning scenarios and so on. Yeah. So this is top 5. As I mentioned, there are more, but to wrap up, Jira does give that structure. It was built as bug tracking system, so it is looking at things more from like a task tracking perspective for now. It's changing, it's evolving every day, but Activity Timeline can bring this clarity and more visibility into planning and support. And with these pieces together, planning will become more structured, transparent, and predictable. So I encourage you to give it a try if you have planning or time tracking needs. It can definitely help you solve them. Yeah. So just that is shortly it from me, but I'm open to any questions if there are any.
Yeah, great, Svitlana. So if anyone has any questions, this is a great time to ask. I've a very quick one from
Mhm.
your who are you finding are your like your industries or client sectors that you're looking at and going, you use it most? Or are you
Well,
finding it's fairly spread?
yeah, so definitely it's more of the IT teams at the start, different kind of IT teams, but it can be company that does nothing with the IT, but the IT team is using it. So for example, some governments of different countries, they usually use our tool for supporting IT teams, but then it spreads so much that you
Mm,
can like try to imagine industry, and they are definitely using us because the tool itself is very flexible. So there are hundreds of ways on how you can use it. You can also use it for planning machinery, which some of our automotive customers are using it for. So you plan, you have a huge machine that does something and you need to reserve it. So each user can reserve it for something. So we have capabilities for them to do that. So it's a very widespread, let's say.
yeah. Now, there is a question. I'm just going to paste in. This is for the cloud only or for both?
It's for both. It's
Okay.
there's almost 100% feature parity with data center. Yeah.
Okay. So it is available on the Atlassian marketplace. I'm just going to just grabbing that link and I'll paste it in
Yeah.
now.
Also,
Um,
oh,
yeah. And so is there any other questions? Oh, you've got ahead. So yeah, you can connect up there. But
yeah. Angelique asked about as well trial. So it is from a marketplace. You can install trial. So it's by default 1 month. If needed more, you can ask us and explain you need more. So you can perhaps grant an extension. By default, it's 1 month. So we do not provide like a set test environment. So you install it on your sandbox or like a production and test it out there. But you can choose who has access to it, who like even from the start, let's say you set no access to everyone, you test it on your own and then you give access to people. So you can control who can even test it from the start. Yeah, but all of the functionality is available in the test version, so that's you can try it out fully.
yeah, yeah. So recommend if you're on premium, use it on the sandbox first. Always try it in the sandbox. And yeah, play. Is there so there's another question here. Any user limitations? Is that in regard to the trial? Is the trial full featured?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's full, and you can everyone can access trial as well. It's just if you don't want someone, you can, uh, of course, limit it. But by default, everyone can access it. And
yeah.
other
So the trial
limitations,
is
not sure. No more
yeah. So
limitations.
the the full, yeah, so it's a full, the trial is full access, but it's just time limited, so it'll stop working after
Yeah.
the trial period's ended. Is there an email address you were speaking about if someone possibly needed some support
Mhm.
or help with the trial? Is there an email,
Yeah.
Svitlana, that you
Let
might have?
I'll write email.
Or do you want me to just go to the support one for your team? Get support?
I'll add my email in here, so you can also reach out to me directly. I'll just add it
Yep,
in chat.
great.
Yeah. Feel free
There we
to ask
go.
me questions. We also do demos, like 30-minute demos, free demos to our customers. So I just showed you my top 5 features, but perhaps they are not working for you. So I can show you others and how it can work specifically for your case.
Yeah, so just another question coming through. So can multiple people use is there a limitation on how many people can use the app at the one time? So if
No,
you've
no.
got 50 people or 500 or
Yeah.
5,000
Yes.
apps concurrent user-wise, everyone can use it at the same
Yeah.
time. Yep.
And moreover, it supports different planning use cases as like a Kanban approach and like daily estimate, as well as sprint planning. I did not cover this one, but you can also work in sprints and with story points. So it can work one team in sprints and story points, another team Kanban, another team high-level planning, and you can combine that all. There are like team lead positions, so team lead can see only their team, so you don't as much interact with other teams. But let's say manager can see everything. So you can use it basically for all teams that you have, and that's what we encourage teams to do. And yeah, so you
Yeah.
can maximize use of it and improve the process for everyone, not just for one team in this case.
So speaking of that, from just a bit further, APIs, is there any published APIs or is this,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, there is API, and I can also perhaps share a link to that. So let me just
Uh,
stop sharing
yeah,
here.
so we're always interested in that because we find that people so often will want to link up into other tools, etc., or be able to
Yes, yes.
do various different things. Yeah.
That's a like very much asked request, and we always extend our API. I think it's very good now, so you can like create time off through it, log time, move like create reports in Power BI, for example, using ActivityTimeline. So we have like aggregated data for workload, availability, and so on, capacity. So we have customers integrating with that, and then using those. To like have usually it's Power BI. No, it's probably standard. So they are pushing all data to Power BI and building whatever they want with that data in there. But the most
Yeah.
common use case as well is HR systems. So customers integrate with HR system and have days off, holidays automatically in ActivityTimeline. So users don't create it there, here and there. It's just one place and have it in both. Yeah. But if you
Yeah.
don't track it anywhere, ActivityTimeline is a great way to start. Uh,
Okay, well, that's great. Is there, well, if there's not any more questions, we've covered a lot, so thank you. But we'll also make this video available to others. Thank you so much for the offer of doing demos. If
yeah.
anyone would like that, it is currently, what time is it where you are,
It's
Svitlana?
8:15, so it's already time to wake up.
Yeah, no, second cup of coffee. And thank you, Angelique, for staying up so late for this one.
Yes.
And
Thank you everyone for listening.
I'm going to escape the heat of 33 degrees in my
Yeah.
office at the moment with the aircon having troubles. Okay, thank you all very, very much for
Yes.
coming, and thank you again, Svitlana.
Yes. Thank you everyone for listening. Yep. Hopefully we'll get in touch sometime soon. And if you're ever on Atlassian conferences, I'm always there, so I'd be happy to catch up there as well.